Pamela Morales once dreamed of playing the flute, but her father had another idea.
He was like, the violin is cuter, it's a little bit less expensive, let's try that.
16 years later, Morales is a semi-professional violinist. Her mother is the flutist in the family.
I was like, why can't you play the flute and I can't?
Even though the violin wasn't Morales' first choice, she was surprised with what she found.
I fell in love with orchestra. It happened that I was already playing the violin and I wasn't very bad at it. So it was like, let's just see what this is gonna give me.
It's given her a lot. Countless high-profile performances, 2 degrees, and even an album. Right now, Morales performs with 2 orchestras in pursuit of her doctorate in violin performance.
I can't imagine myself not doing this.
But in March, the COVID-19 pandemic hit Florida, and like the careers of musicians around the world, Morales' too came to a standstill. With rehearsals and performances canceled over concerns of virus spread, Morales hunkered down to quarantine. Dreams on hold, at least for the moment.
I stopped practicing. I was too sad to practice. I remember that I promised my professor, like, hey, I'm gonna have this concerto ready, and I'm gonna have this ready, and I'm also gonna start doing that. I didn't do anything.
Morales spent most of last year working on solo music for her doctorate recital, the first of 3. She says her boyfriend even planned to travel from Mexico to watch her play. But the recital never happened.
It's a bit sad because I actually was looking forward to play in front of people, even if it was a small audience. I wanted my friends from the violin studio, I wanted my best friend to be there, but that's not gonna happen.
Instead, she performed the recital months after the original date, in late October. But when Morales walked into Recital Hall 101 on performance day, her professor and a camera were her only audience. She put over a year's worth of work into the performance. It got discouraging. But her secret weapon smile and new music with the UF Symphony Orchestra kept her going. Dr. Raymond Shobaz is the director. He's held the position for 39 years, and he says the pandemic has placed a lot of restrictions on his program.
There was no chance to have the full orchestra, and when you say full orchestra, we had up to 110 people in the orchestra. That's a big orchestra, so with all these problems, we thought it would be best to just have strings.
That means some instruments like trumpets, flutes, and even xylophones are out of the picture altogether. Shobaz says it's important to have orchestra in person, even if the musicians need to leave the room every 30 minutes to let the air refresh.
You learn orchestra only by doing it together, not by talking about it and not by playing as a soloist. It's all about interaction.
And Morales has taken that interaction to heart. Before the pandemic, she'd congratulate friends on a great performance with a hug and a smile. If she passed them in the hallway, they'd get the same.
I hug everybody. That's I don't know if that's a Mexican thing or if that's a me thing, but I hug everybody. And not being able to hug anyone, it's really annoying.
She says prior to COVID-19, hugging had caught on among violinists at UF. It encourages closer bonds and fosters growth, both as musicians and as friends. And Shobaz says he's seen a lot of growth from Morales.
I had the chance to take her in front of a professional orchestra because I knew everything was there for her to be presented to the public as a very powerful soloist.
But it's not a solo gig she's looking for, at least not for now. One day she plans to play in the Jacksonville Symphony.
The first time I heard them, I was like, oh my God, they sound so amazing.
But until the big audition day, her preparation continues. With smiles, her passion for the orchestra, and thoughts of future hugs. There's work to be done, and Morales is ready for the journey. Anthony Montalto, WUFT News.